today is Thursday, October 8th, and we will have English class, and that would be a continuation of, not continuation, but actually today we are going to start with a new unit. That will be Unit 6, which will be about a different type of story. So please open your books on, no, don't bring up your books yet, but just prepare your books because we will be needing that later on, alright? So again, since we are already beginning with a new unit, it's also important to review our previous lesson here, and that would be about, do you still remember? Yes, connectives, time connectives, complex sentences, which we just previously learned last week. Alright, so connectives, as like in your book, if you forgot about all of this, which I really hope you didn't, connectives, these are words which joins and connects ideas together in a sentence. And complex, there you go, connectives, link or join sentences and paragraphs to help a text flow. So when we have connectives, we also have, when we are talking about connectives, it is important to learn time connectives as well. This is very useful when you're giving directions or teaching someone how to do something and many more. So time connectives sequence sentences and give clues about when an action takes place. Okay, so I have here an example. She cleaned her room before leaving. She cleaned her room before leaving. And time connectives words, we have the word before. Okay, so before is an example of a word which we normally use when we are trying to give or tell someone when something happened. So before. So what happened before leaving? She cleaned her room. So meaning that when she left, she cleaned her room first. So there's a time there. Not before, not during, not 8 o'clock, not noon. It is before she cleaned, before leaving, she cleaned her room. Okay, so next, first wash all the vegetables. Okay, in here, time connectives shows us the word first. So if we are going to use first, then if you're giving direction, then you can say first, wash all the vegetables, so there's S there. Second, cut the vegetables. Third, what else? Boil hot water. Fourth, put all the vegetables, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's have more examples of these time connectives words. We have your eventually, recently, finally, initially, when, since, after, what else? Ultimately, first, eventually. So there's a lot. Okay, how about complex sentences? This is our lesson previously. It says here a complex sentence has one main clause with a finite verb and one or more dependent clause. Alright? Do you still remember? Because when we say complex sentences, it has one independent clause, alright? And at least one dependent clause. I hope you still remember that, everyone. So dependent clause, it's an incomplete idea. It needs something to support whatever the idea of that dependent clause needs. Okay, but when we say independent clause, it can stand on its own. It has a sense. It has a verb. It has a subject. Okay, so that's just a review. Okay, this time you have to prepare your books. Okay, open it on page 88. Page 88. So Unit 6 will have 88 and 89. Alright? So again, as I said earlier, on this unit we are going to not focus, but this will be about different type of story. So what are the different, or what are the different type of story? Okay, of course, if we say story, it can be in different forms, and that's what we're going to learn for Unit 6. Okay, so let's start. Today we will discuss about narrative poems. Okay, open your book on page 88. I want us to follow through the book so you and I can read and can follow whatever I am reading as well. So on page 88 here, narrative poems can tell many kinds of story. Okay, it can tell many kinds of story. So narrative poems, what is it? In literature, is a poem which tells a story. It has a full storyline with all the elements of a traditional story. No identifiable rhyme scheme. Okay, so rhyme scheme, for example, when we talk about poems and rhymes, it normally include, you will notice that there are words that rhyme together, like cat, bat. The cat eat a bat. So there are rhyming words, rhyming sounds in that sentence, right? However, when we say narrative poems, it doesn't really have to have a rhyme scheme, okay? But still we call it a poem, right? So, yeah, that's it. Now, also here, since narrative poems can tell many kinds of story, it can be an old story about the past, about something that happened to you yesterday or this morning, new, mysterious, mystery. It is a narrative poem. It is a story about something that people are still looking for answers. Like they don't know what happened, how did it start, how did the story end. It's a mystery. Okay? Historical. So narrative poems, it can it can revolve around history. So it can tell a story about the war, dinosaurs maybe, or anything about history around the world. Okay? Funny. So it can be funny too, or just a slice of life, or just a simple story, just a simple day, a simple meal. Maybe you're talking about your lunch yesterday and experiences. So narrative poem is just like storytelling. Okay. All right. Next, you'll compare. In this unit, you'll read 3 different narrative poems. Okay, 3 different narrative poems. So we are going to read 3 of them. You will compare and contrast them. So in this unit, for those 3 narrative poems, we are going to compare and contrast, meaning let's see the difference and similarities of these poems. Or is there something different and similar to these poems? Okay, we will find out. Next, develop your language to describe them and search out deeper meaning. So, also in this unit, we are going to learn new words. You have to dig deeper, so you have to help yourselves finding the meaning of new words that we will encounter in this unit. Okay, so, alright, so, let's check the video. Alright, so, that's it for our overview of Unit 6. Okay, so again, narrative poems is a literature poem which tells a story. So we you are telling someone about a narrative poem, like for example, my teacher gave me a narrative poem that I have to read inside the classroom. So if I am reading that poem, then I am narrating. Okay, narrate. All right. Okay. So that's it for presentation. Now get ready, everyone. On page 89, we are going to read The Way Through the Woods. All right. So I'll see you later. Alright, welcome back students. Not today, we are going to continue with Unit 6, Narrative Poems. And right now we are going to read 1 out of 3 poems that we are going to read for Unit 6. So we are going to read this narrative poem on page 89. Please follow after me and listen carefully how I read the poem. Alright, let's get started. The Way Through the Woods. They shut the road through the woods 70 years ago. Weather and rain have undone it again. And now you would never know. There was once a road through the woods before they planted the trees. It is underneath the coppice and heath. Alright, coppice and heath. And the thin anemones. Only the keeper sees that, where the ring-dove broods, and the badgers roll at ease. There was once a road through the woods. Yet, if you enter the woods of a summer evening late, when the night air cools on the trout-ringed pools, where the other whistles his mate, they fear not men in the woods, because they see so few. You will hear the beat of a horse's feet, and the swish of a skirt in the dew, steadily cantering through the misty solitudes, as though they perfectly knew the old lost road through the woods, but there is no road through the woods. Okay, did you understand? Okay, that's a little bit confusing, because what is that road? Is there really a road in the woods? Okay, we are going to find out. Alright, so I'll have to read it again one more time. You have to listen again carefully, okay? The Way Through the Woods. They shut the road through the woods 70 years ago. Weather and rain have undone it again, and now you would never know. There was once a road through the woods before they planted the trees. It is underneath the coppice and heath and the thin anemones. Only the keeper sees that, where the ring-dove broods, and the badgers roll at ease. There was once a road through the woods. Yet, if you enter the woods of a summer evening late, when the night air cools on the trout-ringed pools, where the other whistles his mate, they fear not men in the woods, because they see so few. You will hear the beat of a horse's feet, and the swish of a skirt in the dew, steadily cantering through the misty solitudes, as though they perfectly knew the old lost road through the woods, but there is no road through the woods. Okay? So in this narrative poem, I can now understand the story behind it. So I hope that you too pictured and imagined what happened in this story. So just a hint, there was once a road in the woods. There was once a road in the woods, okay? So after reading, everyone, we're going to answer these questions. And these questions will help us understand more the poem. Okay, so good luck everyone, and I'll see you, I'll be sending you activity number 2 after watching this